Hello guys, I know I haven't made one of my, unedited advice videos in a while, but I thought for a change I'd do one because today I just thought of something. So, in your life, you're going to encounter haters as well. You're going to encounter many people who are going to try to bring you down, many people who are going to insult you, many people who are going to say backhanded things to you. And one thing a lot of people would say is ignore haters. Don't let them control you. But instead, I have some better advice. Like, of course, people who just hate you are not people you should be listening to. Because people are going to hate you no matter what. As long as you're not, doing anything bad, if people are hating on you, they're just hating on you. If people dislike you, they're allowed to have their opinion. But instead of just ignoring and not listening to anybody who says anything that you don't want to hear, I want you to listen to them. I don't want you to listen to them as in somebody says, this is trash, quit, and you quit. No. When a person says this is trash, you know what that tells you? That tells you you're still a beginner. If you paint something and somebody says it's trash, that's probably because you're still learning. And you can use that as much as it's not a constructive piece of criticism to better yourself. When people say you're trash, okay, let me tell you something. If you start out with anything, you're going to be trash. If you're a beginner just starting out, you're going to be trash. And let's connect this back to an example. So I've been wanting to get into drumline for 2 years now. And if you're on my channel, it's a very band-centric. And if you don't know, I like piano, but I actually never really chose the piano. The piano chose me. I don't exactly remember why I started. I don't even think it was my choice starting. When I started in high school, I was put into the class. When I played synthesizer for the band, I was put into it. I didn't really start choosing piano. At this point, yeah, I choose piano because I like piano. But it wasn't originally a choice. And if you know, I've been trying to be a drummer for a while. So last year I had snare auditions. And when people find out, I was auditioning for snare, people are like, you're trash, you're not going to make it. And you know what? They were right. I couldn't do a proper diddle. I couldn't do a proper roll. My knees are knocked. I can't stand well. My marching is absolute trash. Man, I can't march very well at all. But do you know what that tells me? That doesn't tell me that I should give up my passion. That tells me that I should keep working at it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm trash. And do you know what I was doing this morning? And what I've been doing for the past few days? I've been practicing the drums. Because you can't get good without practice. And do you know what I did this morning? I did a proper diddle. Because I didn't let their hate get to me and stop me from reaching my goals. Instead, I was like, I'm trash. In order to not be trash, you got to keep practicing. So what a lot of people like to do is as soon as somebody tells them they're trash, especially when they're beginners, like in art, in music, like literally anything, and they put out something that is subpar and not the best. And of course, there's some people who will praise you, and there's some people who will give you constructive criticism, and then there's just people who just say, you're trash, give up, this is horrible, etc. Or those little kids who can't even speak in words, so they decide they're going to just use emojis instead, or literally have a stroke in the comment section. And in real life too, when you tell people your plans, you're not always going to be met with support and love, and you should be prepared for that, especially if you don't have the skills right now. Like, right now, if you don't know, I'm just starting to learn the ukulele. If you saw my skills right now and I said, one day I want to grow up and I want to be a ukulele star, like, you know, the Israel guy. I'm not going to try to say his last name because I don't know how to pronounce it. But you know, the big dude who plays ukulele, like, over the rainbow? Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. If I said I wanted to be like him right now, y'all would probably be like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Of course, there'll be some people who'd be like, you know, you can get there, keep practicing. There'll be some people like, you know, you're absolutely trash. You're never getting there. But you know, when you start out with anything, it's gonna be bad. Like, just prepare to be bad. Prepare that when you first start drawing, when you first start playing music, when you first start doing anything, you're gonna be bad, because that's just how doing something that you don't know how to do goes. You're gonna be bad. And you know, don't take yourself too seriously. Be willing to, like, you know, laugh off your mistakes. Because let me tell you, even the most experienced professionals who have been doing things for years and years and years occasionally are going to make stupid mistakes. Like, I'm a pianist of 1 decade. I still like have trouble grasping a key signature. Like, I know what it is, but I either end up playing a key signature where there's none, because since I'm also a jazz musician, anything jazzy I play has a ton of flats in the key signature. So when I play non-jazzy stuff, sometimes I end up putting like a key signature there, and it's not supposed to be there. So yeah, when people discourage you, when people insult you, actually use that as a way to keep going with your goals. Somebody says you're trash, say, maybe now, but if I keep going at it, I won't be anymore. When people say you're trash, play until you're so good that they feel like trash compared to you. You know? Keep going at your goals. You know, if you're fat and people are like, oh my gosh, so ugly, so fat, use that as a way to fuel your transformation. That's how I use it. Anytime people come into my comments or whatever saying I'm fat, and if you don't know, I've been trying to lose weight for like 2 years. So when people come into my comments with that stuff, or when people say stuff in real life, it just fuels me to continue on with my goals and to get better. Like, no matter what type of criticism you get, whether it's constructive, like, you know, that was not too bad, but you know, you could have added this on, it would have been a little bit better. Or if you get unconstructive criticism, like, oh my gosh, so trash, what is this? Then still use it to your advantage, because if you have a goal and if you're bad right now, that should encourage you to practice even more. Because I hear people saying, oh, people said my art was trash, so I'm going to drop it. Nah, man, people said your art was trash because you're a beginner. Keep going at it. And I just want to leave you off with that today. And whatever time zone it is right now, it is 7:25 for me. I don't know what time it is for y'all. Have a great night, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Bye. And keep being yourself, keep doing you, keep going for your goals. Bye.